All right, hey guys, Coach Micheal Burt. I hope you're doing wonderful. I understand there's 24 of you that are out there watching this online, and I want to say, number one, what I'm going to talk about today and break down an overview, and I'd love at the end to take some questions. I'm going to do some teaching primarily around a big concept I created many years ago around confidence. I believe confidence is the one thing that affects everything. Confident people sell more, create more, generate more opportunity than insecure people do. Confident people look for risk and opportunity. Insecure people look for comfort and complacency. So if you're going to be a big-time person and you're going to work the mortgage business and you're going to really go out and produce more revenue, one of the key ingredients is going to be your confidence. So today I'm going to show you some strategies that I use and how to build it, how to maintain it, how to protect it, how to get it back once you've lost it, and why you need confidence in closing people, how you need confidence in removing consideration or hesitations and asking other people for business, how you need confidence after the sale, okay? So when we're looking at confidence, I want you thinking about this. Do you believe the mortgage originators that produce at the highest levels have the most confidence? And I would tell you, I have coached at least $400 million producers. I've got another group that's 85 to 100 million. Then I've got a group that are what I would call baby stars that are trying to be big stars. And I would tell you this, they all have confidence. So I'm going to show you a few things today about how to build confidence. And Jack, I want you to hone in on this right here because we're going to look at confidence in a couple different ways. We're going to look at confidence first as what is it? Okay, so number one, we're going to look at what is confidence. And I'm going to give you two definitions of confidence. It is the memory of success and it is an internal knowing that you can create or manifest something even when other people don't believe you can. It's the memory of success, and success happens through what I call a demonstrated capacity. Now, in the Bible, there's a parable of the talents that talks about as they used those talents, they were given more talents. They showed a demonstrated capacity to get a person to a higher frequency or to use those talents. So for you got to ask this question. What is confidence? Confidence is the memory of success. It is an internal knowing that I can create or manifest something that I see in my mind. The question is, how do I get confidence? Well, I get confidence through demonstrated capacity, through doing something over and over and over and over. That's why you hear me use the word long obedience in the same direction. It is the ability to do something over and over with success. And every time you do it, even if it's a little thing, every time you make and keep a commitment to yourself, every time you go to the gym in the morning when you don't want to, every time you eat healthy when you want to eat unhealthy, every time you make one more phone call when you're tired at the end of the day, every time you do any of these things, you build confidence. Insecure people won't do any of those things. They won't make and keep commitments to themselves. They won't make an extra phone call. They won't work a selling system. They won't go 7 touches in the follow-up. They won't service after the sale to get 5.7 referrals. Insecure people contract. You hear insecure people cutting. Well, I can't do this. Well, I can't make any sales. Well, I don't know where to go. I don't know what events to be involved in. I don't know what to say. I don't want to seem like I'm stalking. I don't want to follow. What do I say after the sale? That's all signs of insecurity. So confidence is the memory of success. It's an internal knowing I can create or manifest. That comes from demonstrated capacity of doing. It comes from a demonstrated capacity of doing. Okay? So, what can I do to build confidence? All right, I'm going to show you a few things when it comes to building confidence. Let me tell you what gives me confidence. What gives me confidence, okay? And I'm going to talk about from a business perspective, then I'm going to talk about from a personal perspective. From a business perspective, every single day I come into the day, I have my planner mapped out. So I spend 7 to 15 minutes every night mapping out my plan. Now let me show you what I mean by that. In my planner, this is a Monster Producer planner. I sat down last night at the kitchen table and I wrote up what time I was getting up, 5:30 a.m., what I was doing first, spending time with God. 6 to 6:45, I went to the gym and boxed. 7 to 7:30, I ate breakfast. I was at my office at 7:30. I had an 8 to 9 a.m. call. Then I had another meeting. Now I'm here with you. Then I've got another meeting. Then I'm going to the airport. Then I'm flying to Las Vegas. Now, on the right side of my planner, let me show you what it says. My 3 big high-value activities for today. My monthly goals. My actual of where I'm actually at, what day it is. Then I have my key targets for today. We call that the hit list. These are people I'm going to be presenting ideas to. And presenting idea could be, we have this free month trial I want you to try. It could be, I'm doing an event on July 19th. Are you interested? It could be, I'm calling a strategic partner. It could be, I'm calling a current client asking for referral. It could be, I'm calling a past client. Like what I'm doing on my key targets today is I'm presenting ideas to people. They may or may not like those ideas. For you, it could be, I'm calling a real estate agent to schedule a lunch. I'm calling a divorce attorney. I'm calling a CPA. I'm calling a strategic partner. I'm calling someone to schedule something, anything that is a money-generating activity, okay? So then I've got my farm club. These are people who have indicated interest in our services, but we haven't closed them. Now, sometimes to get a person to take action, you have to create an offer and give confidence to another person that is so ridiculous that they can't say no to it. So we have a number of people on the fence looking at my coaching program that know they want to be coached by me, but they haven't seen enough to make a decision. A confident person says, have you seen enough to make a decision? What would prohibit you from taking action on this? It seems like you want to do this, but you're stuck on one thing. Am I right about what you're stuck on? That's what a confident person would say. Now, for people that seem a little insecure, I may say we got a free month trial that you can start today and get the full benefits of our coaching program for 1 full month for free, completely free, no obligation to you, removing all risk for you, okay? Because when you're making an offer to another person, they're low on confidence. You have to have enough confidence for both of you, enough for you and enough for them. You got to have enough confidence for both of you, okay? Because part of closing a person is exchanging confidence at the very end. And what they're looking for is trust, belonging, and purpose. I am the person to get you to a higher frequency. So I try to put together offers that are so ridiculous that people can't say no to them. So today I was going to people going, hey, let's get you signed up for 1 month free. There's no obligation. Get coached by me for a month. If you don't like it at the end of the month, you don't owe us any money, you don't owe us anything. You can go on about your life. I think you're going to like it because you know what I know? If I get them in there and they get coached and they get better, they're going to want to keep doing it. It's like going to the gym and getting in better shape. You're going to want to keep going, okay? So my planner gives me confidence. So I've got a hit list every day, right? I've got a hit list every day. I've got a farm club every day, which are people I'm trying to close. And then I'm going to make an offer that's so ridiculous they can't say no. I'm going to push them to something in the future. And I have my top 25, which are my big advocates. My big advocates that I'm trying to love on, big feeder systems, okay? Now, the reason I'm telling you this is because this builds my confidence. This builds my confidence. I have a plan. And every day I'm on offense versus defense. The second thing that builds my confidence is am I feeding these parts? My body, and I'm working out every day with the trainer. My mind, I'm learning something new every day. My heart, I'm nourishing passion, and my spirit, right? I'm feeding my spirit every day. And I do that by reading the Bible, listening to a sermon every morning, typically ending with a sermon. Now, so look at how I'm feeding my confidence. Mine, I'm learning something new, and I'm feeding my confidence every single day, okay? And that ties into the concept of the whole person theory. Every person is made up of 4 parts: a body, a mind, a heart, and a spirit. Each of those 4 parts produce 4 different needs, 4 different intelligences, 4 different capacities, 4 different dimensions, okay? Now, the reason this is important to you is No matter what sales strategies I teach you, that's skill and mind. If your heart is disengaged, if you have a broken heart, you don't have any passion for your work, or you've lost faith in something, you don't believe in it, what happens is you don't have the motivation you need to be good. Okay? Part of building confidence is I have knowledge, I have skill, I have desire, I have confidence. I have knowledge, I have skill, I have desire, I have confidence. I have knowledge, I have skill, I have desire, I have confidence. If I don't have knowledge and I don't have skill and I don't have desire, then I'm going to be low on confidence. This starts very early in life, by the way. When we do kids events, you should see how kids walk in the door. Hands in their pockets, low posture, face down. First thing we do is teach them to go out and come back in with their head up, making eye contact, meeting and greeting people. Confident people have no problem asking other people for something. Okay, so how do I build my confidence? I feed it. I feed it every day in the body, gives me confidence because I'm doing something I don't want to do. I feed it every day in my mind. I'm learning something new like you are today. Heart, I'm feeding my passion and my compassion. Spirit, ever how you feed your spiritual intelligence. Now, this is very important. I also build my confidence through staying in a dynamic state. Staying in a dynamic state of energy, okay? So I want you to think of energy like this. Static, dynamic, static, and tropic. Dynamic is hungry, on fire, curious, learning, growing, humble, teachable. Static, stuck, in a rut, complacent. You'll have no confidence if you're stuck, in a rut, complacent. Other state is entropic. So what I want to do is I want to work toward mastery. Now, you may think that you're selling a mortgage. I would actually tell you the exact opposite. You're not selling a mortgage. What you're selling is a primary hard skill that solves a problem for another person. The best mortgage people I coach, they're great marketers. They're great communicators. They're great networkers. They're great community builders. They're great problem solvers. They're not selling a mortgage. Mortgage is a manufactured product pushed through an assembly line to solve a problem for a person that can't pay for a house in cash, which is most people, by the way. It does solve a problem. The mortgage is a product, though. What you're really selling in a very competitive market is a very special skill set. There's nobody who can solve this problem better than me. There's nobody better at communicating better than me. There's nobody better at building a network and helping you grow your real estate business than me. There's nobody who can deal with emotional people better than me. It takes confidence. Now, if you don't have these things, you can't give these things away. If you don't feel good about your body, I guarantee your confidence is going to be low. Guarantee it. But one of the first things I tell people that come to me for personal coaching is they say, I really want to get better. Here's what I say. You need to get your butt in the gym and hire a personal trainer. Someone who will work your butt out and make you do things you don't want to do. That's going to build confidence like you can't imagine. You know what I was doing July 4th? Working out. Did I feel like working out? No. July 5th, didn't feel like working out. Those were supposed to be days off. But I got in there with my trainer. An hour later, I feel a million times better. I walk out of there with confidence. Body, how you feel about your body is directly attached to your confidence. So the way I build confidence is I have a demonstrated capacity. Okay, I role play. I have consistency. I test, and I go to work on all four parts of my nature. Okay, now how do you feed it? Remember, you need to be feeding it every day in the body, in the mind, in the heart, in the spirit. Every day you need to be feeding all four parts of your nature. You will never build confidence if you're not feeding all four parts of your nature, okay? Now, let's talk about, we know what confidence is. It's the memory of success, internal knowing I can create or manifest. Where does it come from? Demonstrated capacity of doing something over and over and over. When I was a basketball coach, we used to make players shoot 500 shots a day. And you know why? It's called muscle memory. You get in a game, there's 2,000 people watching you, your mom and dad's up there screaming at you, your boyfriend's watching, your referees are calling something, you catch and you shoot it, and it's natural. That's muscle memory. You know why? Because you did it 500 times a day, every day. Great training programs have great content, repetition, role play, and testing. We don't test enough and we don't role play enough. You know why? So you get people on the phone, they're not confident. They're not confident in closing. They're not confident in sharing their services. I want to wipe this off. They're not confident in how they overcome objection. And I'll talk about that in just a second. Now, let me make a note of that. So when you're thinking about this, I'm confident because I got a demonstrated capacity. I'm feeding all four parts of my nature. Now, let me ask you this question. I want you to think of your confidence as being very hungry. It's got a big appetite. So I want you to think about protection of your confidence. The number one way that people's confidence is destroyed is they take all of their confidence and they place it into something outside of themselves. So what if all of my confidence was tied up in how my wife felt about me, or my daughter felt about me, or someone's opinion of me, or what the market was doing, or what my manager gives me or don't give me, or this? This is a huge mistake. The way you protect your confidence is you make a decision that you will never allow another person to control your confidence. You will never disempower your own self and empower another person's weakness to control you. No thing has to happen for you to do something in life. Now, I learned this the hard way. At 25 years old, I met the person I thought I was going to marry, and we were dating, and I just knew this is the woman I'm supposed to marry. And I bought an engagement ring. Between the time I bought the engagement ring and I was going to give her the engagement ring, we broke up. And my confidence was destroyed. I was depressed for 6 months. I couldn't eat. I lost a bunch of weight. I couldn't get out of bed. And I was a head basketball coach, so I had to fake it. I worked 18 hours a day. I slept at my office. I was totally clinically depressed, which means I needed some type of drugs to get through it. Okay? And so here's what I learned by that. I had taken all of my confidence, and I had disempowered my own self, and I had given all of my confidence to her. And I let her destroy my confidence. Now, here's the deal. It wasn't her fault. It was my fault. Because confident people know this. We never disempower our own self and allow something else to control me. So let me put this in the context of sales. If you're not hitting your sales goals, you can blame the market. You can blame the slowdown in the economy. You can blame the president. You can blame your manager at Loan Depot. You can blame your wife. You can blame whoever you want to. But at the end of the day, you are disempowering your own self and empowering somebody's weakness to control you. If you don't have enough deals in the pipeline, or you lose a deal and that freaks you out, you should be mad at yourself for not working a more robust pipeline. You should be mad at yourself for not meeting enough people. You should be mad at yourself for not explaining your services to enough people and pitching ideas to enough people and taking enough meetings in the week or making enough phone calls in the week. You don't need to get mad at anybody else but yourself. Your erosion of your confidence is because you have given that confidence up to something else. Like the economy's slow, so I'm not making my sales. We don't have this. Our rates are a little bit higher than somebody else's. These are all things that erode confidence. Confidence is something that takes years to build up, can take seconds to tear down. So I got to work real hard at the protection of my confidence. And the way I protect my confidence is I feed it. The body, the mind, the heart, the spirit. And when I get scared, I don't contract. Insecure people contract when they get scared. Confident people push, exert. They work harder when they're scared. They use fear as fuel. They don't use it to paralyze them. So how do I get confidence back once I lose it? So confidence is the memory of success. It's an internal knowing I can create or manifest. I build that confidence by feeding it every single day, the body, the mind, the heart, and the spirit. I don't give my confidence up to another person, which would cause erosion. If you study self-actualized people, one of the traits of self-actualized people is they are totally independent of the good opinion of others. They don't care what other people think about them. They're operating at such a frequency, it doesn't matter to them another person's opinion of them. Sometimes I tell people, your opinion of me is none of my business. Do I care? Of course I do. But I can't let your opinion of me dictate my confidence, okay? Now, how do you get your confidence back once you've lost it? Real important. How do you get your confidence back once you've lost it? I want you to think of confidence like a stock market. It goes up and it goes down. It's high and it's low. When things are going well, you're in a flow state, you're producing, you're maximizing, your confidence is high, you're building momentum. Momentum is just energy headed in a direction. When things are not going well, it causes you to lose some confidence or to chip away at your confidence or erode your confidence. And let me give an example. We had a few key people over the last year that really, really disappointed me. They really let me down. They really broke my heart. I really thought they were good people. They turned out to be bad people. I didn't know that. And for a minute, I let that kind of affect my confidence. I let it kind of slow down my dreams. I let it kind of, well, I'm not moving forward with this because I've lost faith in people. And can they do good? And what if good people turn out to be bad people, right? Like for a second, that was my talk to myself. Then I said, no, that ain't the real problem. The real problem was we were relying on too few a people in a local market when we need to be getting out and going to other markets and feeding the pipeline with new people and selling to a national and international audience. We don't need to put all of our confidence eggs in one basket. We need to do what most financial advisors tell you. We need to diversify our confidence. Because what if this basket is not working? Then I need this basket to compensate. Most people put all their confidence in one bucket. What if work's not going well? So your whole life looks bad. What if your marriage is not going good and your whole life looks bad? What if somebody says something bad about you and your whole life looks bad? Like, your confidence needs to be diversified. So the way you get your confidence back when you lose it, because I talked to my team about this morning, is 3 things. Number 1, you take more action. It's like coming off a bad breakup. You got 2 options. You can lay around the house in your sweatpants. Okay, and I saw a woman working out at the gym yesterday in her sweatpants. Don't wear your sweatpants to the gym. Come on. That's a confidence eroder. Now, here's my point. Off a bad breakup, here's what you can do. You can lay around the house in your sweatpants and eat bonbons if that's what you want to do. Feel sorry for yourself. Or you can get in the gym and get yourself dressed up and get yourself looking good and get out there and meet and greet folks. That's how you get your confidence up, right? You never get your confidence up by feeling sorry for yourself. You get your confidence up by taking action. So yesterday I was going through this thing. It was after the break, and I couldn't get my mojo going, and I didn't really feel it yesterday, and I was making sales calls, but we wasn't selling anything. And then I'm like, no, Coach Burt. The way you overcome these little funks is you walk it out, man. You walk it out. You take action. You work the system. You don't sit there and feel sorry for yourself. You make more phone calls. You optimize more relationships. You take 1 more phone call. You do 1 more meeting. You add 2 more things. You connect with 3 more people. Like, the way you get your confidence back, guys, is always 3 things. 1, by taking action. You take more action. If you are not prospecting 2 hours a day and you do not have a selling system and you don't have a 7-touch follow-up, then you're not going to be confident, because you're coming into the day with no plan, no strategy. We can help you with that, by the way. You need to know how to tell your story. You need to tell it with frequency. You need to have a selling system that generates leads, which is 12 to 14 different strategies working simultaneously with each other to generate business. You need a great 7-touch follow-up of linear and nonlinear touches to convert a person. You need a 7-touch follow-up after the sale, because there's 5.7 referrals to be gotten after the sale. You need to become a person of interest where you're attracting business, okay? So you get your confidence back once you lose it through action. Second way you get it back is through volume. For every 30 people you talk to, only 4.8 of those people are going to be interested in what you have. Then there's going to be 34% that need to see it 3 to 7 times, another 34% that need to see it 7 to 15 times. Okay? Then there's going to be 16% ain't never going to see it. You got to go through a lot of duds to find the studs. Okay? So get your mind around volume. I need to meet more people, to optimize more relationships, to connect with more people, to follow up with past customers. Like, I need high levels of engagement and volume. Okay? Most people don't have confidence because they don't have any volume. Their volume is too low. They got too few deals in the pipeline because they got too few people on the hit list. Third way you get your confidence back is you work the system. Okay? Now I'm going to show you a few things that I come into the day every day and work. Every day I come into the day, I have a hit list of new money. And that's typically 3 to 7 people I'm calling on every day. Every day I have a farm club, which is people I'm trying to close. And that's 3 to 7 people. Every day I have a top 25. That's my biggest advocates. I'm touching 3 of those, and I'm trying to push them to something in the future. which is why you need to be having customer appreciation events. You need to be having parties. You need to be engaging with people. We are now working on feeder systems. And a feeder system is a person or group of people who can feed you business. And I want you identifying 10 of those. We are also working on customer optimization or optimizing relationships, which means you take one relationship and you turn it into multiple relationships. Be like me asking Brian Covey, Brian, how do I get in front of other Loan Depot people? How do I get in front of your national office? How do I speak at the Mortgage Association? How do we go into Alabama and do events? All of these put me in front of more people. One relationship could be worth $1 million more to you. That will give you confidence. More connections leads to more money. 7.5 billion people on the planet Earth. There is no shortage of money. There's only a shortage of two things, creativity and effort. That will erode your confidence, okay? Now, the reason I'm showing you this stuff is because this gives me confidence, guys. Everybody see this? Working this system gives me confidence. When I don't work this system, it don't give me confidence. This is the biggest thing I'm focused on right now. Feeder systems and optimization. And if I say I was focusing on one more thing, influencers. Influencers. Identifying people that are influential who I can cross-pollinate, which is why I'm going to Las Vegas today, which is why I'm going to LA this weekend, to connect with more people. There is no shortage of money. It's all out there. Every dollar that's in your pocket started in the pocket of another person. What there's a shortage of is creativity, connection, and effort, okay? This gives me confidence. Now, let's finish with this, and then I'll take questions. I want to talk about confidence in closing, confidence in removing consideration, confidence after the sale. Confidence in overcoming objection. I did a whole session on this once, and I really studied objection at a very high level. Objection is opposition of thought. I have had 2 people tell me no, they were not interested in our service in the last 2 weeks. Both of those people, I went right back at. Here's what you do. I understand. I agree with you. I understand. Is there any other reason outside of this one reason that's keeping you from moving forward with me? Because it seems like you want to do it. If I could show you a way that this could work and be much better for you than that, would you consider coming with me versus staying with them or going with them? Okay? Then at the very end, I challenge them with the hook. Okay? We can have this talk today or we can have it 6 months from today. I wouldn't be doing my job if I wasn't fighting for myself. Now, let me tell you how to have confidence in removing consideration. A consideration is an internal thought that prohibits an external action. A consideration is, well, I'm afraid to ask because I'll seem pushy. A consideration is, what if I go 7 touches in the farm club? Okay? A consideration is, I don't want to ask my top 25 people to help open a new door. A consideration is, I don't know any feeder systems. A consideration is, if I call them after the sale, what am I going to say to them? This is the number one thing that prohibits salespeople from having confidence. They have internal considerations, which is a hesitation, an internal hesitation, typically based on the past, that prohibits an external action. Something to do with me, so I don't ask. I don't push. I don't text. I don't make the phone call. I don't go back. I don't fight for me when somebody says I want to use somebody other than you. These are considerations. What I've tried to do with my sales team and my team is just remove these considerations. Like, imagine a world where you had no hesitation to ask for anything from anybody. Like, there was a dude trying to sell me yesterday on a branding package. It was $3,500. And here's what he said. Seems like you want to do this? What's stopping you from doing it right now? Is there anything that's going to keep you from doing it? Now, I hope my sales team is listening to this. When we got off the phone, he immediately sent me a text message and a video and said, I'm sending the contract to you right now. When I didn't sign that contract in less than 2 hours, he sent me another text message. Is there any problem with the contract? Why haven't you signed it yet? I'm already working for you. I'm already getting started working on you. We're starting tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. Like, he was relentless in getting that $3,500. I appreciated that. But you know why? He's removed his considerations. I told him I wanted to do it. Here's what most people do. They sit there and look at that contract. They look at it 4 times and they don't take action on it. You got to have enough guts to go, hey, what's stopping you from signing that contract? Because I can't help you until you sign it. Is anything keeping you or prohibiting you from it? Okay? Now, the reason I'm telling you this is almost unheard of in the South. It ain't unheard of in L.A. when I go out to L.A. this week, guarantee you. It ain't unheard of in New Jersey or New York City. It is unheard of in the South, because in the South we're sweet tea and apple pie, and we want to sales flirt with everybody. Sales flirt means, well, I'm going to send you an agreement. What if you sign it? What if you're going to, like, you need to say, look, what is keeping you from moving forward on this? You told me how bad your last mortgage originator was. I can't help you until you commit. You're going to have to break up with a zero to get to the hero. Okay? So this is the kind of confidence you got to have, guys. Not arrogance, confidence. I'm intense, but I'm positive. I have fun with it. So part of having confidence is removing these considerations in your brain. Like, oh, I'm so afraid all they can do is tell you no. All they can do is tell you they're not interested. All they can do is tell you to lose their number. Who cares? There's 7.5 billion people on the planet. Who cares? Okay? But you don't know until you ask. Now, let's finish with this. Confidence after the sale. There's two areas I believe we can get a significant pickup in the mortgage business. I mean a significant lift. I mean like 15 more deals a year. One is going 7 touches prior to the sale on people that have indicated interest or strategic partners. The other is service after the sale. So let me give you some stats, real estate stats. 67% of people use the very first person that contacts them. 80% of the time, it takes 7 to 15 touches to convert a prospect to a client. The average transaction in a real estate business should be worth 5.7 referrals, but 98% of mortgage originators never follow up after the sale. You could get 15 more deals a year, guys, if you just got better in this one place. Service after the sale. Engagement. Where there is no engagement with the product or service, there can be no transformation. Where there's no transformation, there's nothing to talk about. I like this strategy after the sale. This gives confidence. Day of, we're going to celebrate. I'm going to call you and tell you congratulations. I'm excited. Thank you for using me. 2 days after, I'm going to check back on you, make sure everything's going good. 2 weeks later, I'm going to come back into your life. I'm going to follow up with you. Make sure if you need anything from me, I'm here for you. Hey, if we did a great job with you, who else do we need to be helping? At the 2-month mark, I'm going to follow back up. You still loving that house? Because I sure did love working with you. And I believe like gravitate toward like. Association breeds assimilation. So if we helped you get to a better place in your life, who else do we need to be helping get to a better place in their life? I believe like gravitates toward like. There's probably 5 people in your network that I don't know that I need to know. Now, I'm trying to get those 6 referrals. The average person is going to buy 4 to 7 homes in their lifetime. I want to get all 4 to 7 of those mortgages, and I want to get 5.7 referrals. So every deal to me, if I was a mortgage originator, let's just say 12 to 15 deals. Do the commission on that. That will breed a confidence when you have a great service after the sale, okay? So let's close it up with this, then I'll take any questions. What is confidence? Internal knowing. I call it swag in the book because one of my buddies was going through a divorce, and he called me at 38 years old, and I listened to him for a few minutes, and I finally said, man, what you really need to do is get your swag back. Said you were the captain of the football team in high school, you dated the prettiest girl, you're voted most likely to be successful. I was voted Prince of Personality. Come on. Here you are moaning around and whining, and it's time to get your swag back, man. You had confidence at some point in your past. We got to get it back. Confidence is an internal knowing we can create or manifest. See, his problem is he'd taken all of his confidence and given it up to another person. And that's a dangerous position, right? So we can build it. How do we build it? By feeding it. Body, mind, heart, spirit. How do we protect it? Diversify it. We need to be working lots of buckets, okay? How do we get it back once we lose it? Through action, high volume, and working the system, the sales system. If you're not working the sales system right now, you need to be, okay? And how do we need confidence in closing? We need it in overcoming objection, challenging the premise of the person, fighting for ourselves versus other people. We need confidence in removing consideration or hesitations, and we need confidence after the sale. To really build your mortgage business, this is the number one thing you really need. Confidence will supersede a lot of things if you have that, okay? All right, guys, I'm feeling more confident already. So, what questions do you have that I can answer for you about confidence? What I'm trying to do, if you haven't read the book Swag, you can get the book Swag at my website, coachburt.com. It's also on Audible. You can download it there. Obviously, you guys are going through this program, the SWAG program. I firmly believe if you're looking at my coaching program, Monster Producer, I can get you a 40% increase in 1 year. And right now we're running a free trial. You can get 1 month of my coaching program for free in some instances if you're looking at joining the coaching program to try it out, okay? So what questions do you have? Just type your questions in. Jack, you seen any questions on there? I don't want to get any hate mail about the jogging pants either. If you wear jogging pants to the gym, that's on you. It ain't on me. Let me just tell you, okay? Male or female, don't need to do it. Confidence eroder. Not even in the winter. Wear them to the gym and then take them off. And put your workout gear on, okay?
In this market, how can mortgage professionals separate themselves from the noise?
Great question. In this market, how do mortgage professionals separate themselves? The first thing you got to do to separate yourself is you have to find your primary hard skill, and that is not selling mortgages. It may be you're great at connecting one-to-one with people, you build deep networks of people, you're a better problem solver than anybody else, you're a better marketer than anybody else. Like the way I separate myself is I'm very clear about what I believe, why I believe it, what I do, how I do it different, and I say this is what they do and this is what I do. And I want to make mine so ridiculous. Like when you do business with me, this is everything I'm going to give you. Now, you guys are already giving people a lot of things. I'm going to give you a weekly phone call. I'm going to give you a touch every time something's going on with your file. I'm going to give you a party after you close on your house. I'm going to give you connections to people. I'm going to give you monthly events. I'm going to give you education, entertainment. I'm going to give you customer appreciation events. Like, I'm going to give you all these things. It's so ridiculous. Here's what the other mortgage company's giving you. Here's what I'm giving you. I call that bundling. So the first place to separate, and I wrote a book on this called Zebras and Cheetahs. A zebra looks different than every other animal in the animal kingdom. You first have to know what your special is. And then you got to package that special, and then you got to sell that special. So you got to do some homework on you, on what truly makes you unique. It's not rates. It's something, it's through a relationship with you. I get something with you I can't get with anybody else. Good question. Once you find your special, then you package it, then you sell it. My top mortgage originator is doing $147 million. At the end of the day, she's got two things going for her. She's incredible at, one, she's an incredible promoter and marketer. And number two, she knows how to get loans done that nobody else can get done. And that's because of a deep background on the operational side of the mortgage business. She came to Nashville to be a country music singer. She didn't make it in the country music business. She chose to get into the mortgage business. She started on the operations and underwriting side. She knows how to put deals together and files together. She knows how to get large audiences of real estate agents to her through daily events, social media, and promotion. That's her special. Yeah, great question. I think it's a huge mistake to only work the real estate agent as your customer. Because I have one originator that's doing $85 million a year. He was a former basketball coach. He went from 0 to $85 million in 7 years. And he does an incredible job with the customer. High touch, high frequency. He does 4 customer appreciation events per year. He typically has 200 to 300 people at those customer appreciation events. He's doing a mortgage for every cousin, friend, son, daughter, aunt, uncle, grandparent, kid, because he does such a good job with the consumer. He only works with 4 to 5 real estate agents, and only agents that are doing pretty significant volume. So some mortgage people only focus on the real estate agent. I think it's a huge mistake. I think you're missing a whole bunch of referrals there. I think you need a plan to work the real estate market, and you need feeder systems like CPAs, divorce attorneys, insurance agents. You need good, strong relationships, and you need to be working the consumer for the 5.7 referrals. You can't scale anything by yourself, okay? And the way you scale something is 2 ways. You add people, and you make the current people you have better. But you need a clear distribution of labor. Now, I'm on a kick right now that I want to focus on revenue production, selling something. I want every person tracking every dollar they bring into the company or every dollar they save us. I want a constant awareness of cost control and revenue production. So I want every person focused on revenue production, even my operational people. Okay, so for you, delegation is giving them a system. Like, this is a system to hold people accountable to. Who's on your hit list? Who's in your farm club? Who's in your top 25? What feeder systems are you working? Who are you optimizing? Who's your influencers? Like, we're working that system. So just remember this, if you're holding people accountable, if you're a manager, then hold your people accountable to a system. Okay? How they work in their planner every day? Do they have a regimen? Are they prospecting 2 hours a day? Are they going 7 touches in their follow-up? Are they servicing after the sale? Those are all the things that I would be looking at if I was focused on delegation. Okay, guys, I really enjoyed this webinar today. Hope you enjoyed it. Remember, you can get the book Swag on Audible if you want to download and listen to the book. This is I know you guys are going through the training with me, and that's very, very strong. Thank you. If you're considering being a monster producer, we'd love to have you. Just reach out to me at coach@coachburt.com. I believe those who have a coach have a lot more confidence than those that don't. A good coach will have conversations with you that you don't want to have, that make you do things you don't want to do, but a good coach will help you become something you didn't think you could become. So let's stay focused on staying in a forward posture. And I'll close with this. When I was a high school basketball coach, I had a rule that at halftime, I would tell my team who controls the first 2 minutes of the second half will win the game. You can either come out flat and lose momentum, or you can come out and dominate. We are now in the second half of this year. And you're either going to come out flat and try to catch up and waste the rest of the year, or you're going to come out the second half and turn it on. Confident people push. Insecure people contract. Thank you guys for joining us today. I'm Coach Micheal Burt. Thank you, Brian Covey, and everybody for having me at Loan Depot. I'm excited about your company. Y'all are doing big things. Keep in a confident posture.